Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network.
All right, welcome to another episode of Welcome to the Wall. I am
Welcome.
your host, Young Buck, and to my right of me, I have,
Bang Bang Boomerang.
and to the left of me, I have
Sir Django.
Django.
Sir
Django.
All. So,
The D is silent.
Y'all been
Rightful
up to?
Tony on the way.
Rightful Tony always late, man. So what y'all been up to, man? Had to
Work.
clap back at Sir Django earlier. You know what I'm saying? Thugging.
First of all, you take your shit out of context. It's like
Oh, we got a Nikki and Remy beef right now.
That's what it looks like.
I'm sheep.
I had a message in privately, but like, bruh, let's expense
Look,
the expense.
somebody was reading my text and they was like, bro, you need to chill. You going too far. I was like, what you mean? He's like, I just read that shit. Don't lie. Don't get mad. I was like, what? You might be an asshole. I was like, damn, okay. That's why I ain't responding.
I'm not gonna
back.
disagree.
Like, okay.
I'm not
I
gonna-
might be.
I didn't
you
see
know.
it. I didn't see it, man.
What?
I didn't see the disrespect. Barbados said it. She's like, "Ooh, Ryan went in." Oh, what are you talking about?
Allegedly.
I was like, "What are you talking about?" I read it. I was
I'm
like,
a woman. I catch these.
So I
things.
got just touched down back from LA. Had a good time, man.
Okay.
From
Had
law.
a little job interview up there. You know,
So how was law?
law was pretty damn good. Some bad bitchs. Some bitches.
Whoa.
Shout out to Instagram Live.
Allegedly.
Allegedly some bad bitches. But it was pretty cool,
Why,
man. I
why
had
they
a
gotta
good
be
time.
bitches? They
I
could
had a
be
good
women.
time. I went on multiple. Well, I went for multiple reasons. One being I had an interview for a distribution and production company. That went pretty well. The lady actually liked me, but she also critiqued the shit out of my ass.
That's usually good though. 'Cause
Yeah.
people not critiquing folks. They
But
don't
I actually
care about.
clapped back at her ass.
Well, you
See?
clap
In
on
a
everybody.
Good way.
Yeah,
But in a good way. In a
going
respect.
on?
No, check this out. She actually respected my clap back. That's what I'm saying. But it wasn't
Okay.
disrespectful.
So
I was like, no, she was like, my composition is messed up as far as my photography.
You
But
talking about your writing?
photography. And
What do you mean, like composition book?
like as far as even just staying like.
Okay.
whoa.
And
whoa.
she was dissing me a little bit, and I told her like it's there to be broken in the sense or whatever, and she was like, oh okay. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm that one. I'm a real one. What's up? I was like, she's like, okay, I respect you. I was like, yeah. But it went pretty well though overall. I had a good time.
I think like to be in that field, you gotta have some kind of what's that?
Thick
Some
skin.
kind of thick skin and some kind of energy, right?
She was on my ass.
Yeah.
She's like, damn, lady, calm down. I was cheesing and shit. It was pretty good, man. I had a good time. I'm also, one of my family members are in the works of trying to get back our family company.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So it was sold off.
pretty much.
Okay.
So we used to own one of the first black newspapers. Should I say?
Was it Black Ink?
Nah, it ain't black ink out here in these streets.
I'm playing.
But yeah, it was one of the first black Atlanta newspapers, so we're just trying to get that back. So
That might be cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
so-
real cool. Congrats.
shout out to black people.
Shout out to black
I
people.
was just playing. But yeah, man. So I just wanted to talk to y'all about thug life, really. So what does Tupac mean to y'all, man?
What does Tupac mean?
What does Tupac
That was
mean
the topic
to
that you
y'all,
came
man?
with?
That's the Tupac I came with right now,
That's
man.
what you came with.
No, I was just playing. What I was trying to tell him was pretty much like, what is happiness or money? Because I was listening to Steve Harvey and he was talking about
You listen to Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey got good ass
That's
quotes.
the one. That's
Steve
the
Harvey
one.
got good ass quotes. I don't give a fuck
That's
what none
the
of y'all
one.
say.
Where he find them at? Like,
I don't know where he found him at. Like that bald head, like goddamn quote globe.
This is his absorbed
The
knowledge.
Bald Head Network?
Bald head network. But he was saying like how. Well, all right. Let me ask your opinion on this. Steve Harvey was pretty much saying how credit is for poor people.
What's the
Low
con-
is the keys.
What's the context?
What he was saying pretty much in like the object of life is to pretty much do what you love and get rich off of it, which is pretty much true to a certain extent. So it made me think about happiness, and if his idea of happiness, that's how he came off. That's pretty much the idea of happiness and money, and that like people that worry about credit it's designed for poor people. So that was like, I'm like,
I don't know.
Okay.
So the one thing,
Wouldn't credit be made for poor people?
He said, wouldn't it be made?
I mean, essentially, like
Low
you don't have
key?
the money that you need credit. But
So doesn't that make sense to what he was saying? Because he was like, when he goes to a dealership, he gives them a paper pretty much like what he makes the whole year. And they be like, shit, fuck a credit. Like, here you go. Which makes sense.
just cash.
But when, like, let my ass go in the fucking Lamborghini
you
joint
need
talking
a
about
reference,
some, yeah,
2 references.
I need 4 of them things. Like, what you mean? Like, I mean, it makes sense, right?
It's poor people. So,
He had a good ass point, man.
so Bill Gates and credit. Does
Bill Gates ain't
need
worried about
credit?
no. For what? Bill Gates is rich.
But if you got a capital, why you need credit? Like I don't see like
True.
I don't see like the question though. Like, of course it's made for poor people because they don't have the money.
So what is the idea of? All right, so would you do something to solely get rich, or would you do something to solely make you happy?
I think money
With
leads happiness.
separating the two, how?
So I'll go back to Bill Gates does his nonprofit thing. The Bill and Melinda Gates.
Mm-hmm.
He be curing cancer. He be helping. He be doing
Educating
shit,
folks.
educating people. Scholarships. He doing all types
But
of
is
shit.
that making that's making other people happy more than necessarily him
No, I think that's his passion.
to help people?
That's all what that's his job full time now.
Yeah.
Like I went to the job fair and he's hiring MBAs. The Bill Gates and
Bill
Melinda
Gates? Oh.
Whatchamacallit foundation hires MBAs, all types of people.
Shout out to
But-
Bill, man.
So they're spending money on just staffing their
Alone.
foundation to execute their vision. So, I mean, I think money matters. So that's a tough one. So it's,
All right, let me ask you this: would you solely continue doing the job you're doing now if they paid more?
yeah.
All right, let me ask you this, bang bang. You work hard, 12, 13, 14-hour shifts out in
Absolutely,
these
man.
streets.
That's all I know.
That's dead over here.
That's all I know, man.
All right, are you gonna continue to do that? Does
Absolutely.
that make you happy?
I mean, that's why I'm doing it because I'm working a skill.
I'm
So,
saying though,
regardless,
is it
I'm
making you happy though?
I mean, you gotta think like
It's
your
int-
dreams is like what 10% of the things that you want to do, and the rest 90%
I'm
of
saying
things
it's,
you don't want
it's,
to do.
it's indirect happiness.
Yeah, so it's like at the end of the day, you still feel fulfilled. You know, it's not like I feel tired. Like I know I'm happy because I don't feel the time. It's not like I'm there counting the hours. Like I know.
It's like if your girl wants to see a movie, you're like, this shit is garbage. I want to see this bullshit.
But you know what's happening afterwards. Though.
No, it's not even that.
What?
Yes,
Yes,
No,
it is.
it's not even
Say
about.
it ain't. What?
No, it's not even about something happened
If
afterwards.
I'm taking girl to the movies, I want some pussy.
You are out of control.
Straight up.
Bro, you a
Straight
pussy.
up.
Shout out
Pussy. What is it?
Pussy Hunter.
Hunters?
Shout out
to Pussy House.
shout out to Possible.
Look, man.
working
I'm
on a new
22,
show.
Man. I'm still learning. I'm still discovering myself.
still-
all right.
still-
So I want pussy after I take your ass to a movie. Straight up.
And see, I want good conversation, and that's the thing. You gotta know what you want in life, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Just good
definitely,
conversation,
definitely.
maybe some pillow talk. You know what I mean?
Pillow
You know,
talk.
I ain't
What's your
pillow talk.
definition of pillow talk?
Yeah, what is your definition?
You know, we hugged up on the pillow, just talking. Ain't that what pillow talk is?
Niggas talking about recipes and life.
Oh man, look pillow. All right, I'm making bacon.
The
in the
thing is
morning.
just to be happy with what you got, man. There's a lot of people out here who's really having a hard time, you know. So if you're able to build on something that you want to do, like, wouldn't that be enough?
See, I'm gonna go back to the credit thing because I'm still torn about that. I mean, what level are you talking about?
So would you take out like a credit? You saying things like, would you take out a credit loan or credit?
Okay,
some
so
type of credit for
because
your
what I'm
dreams?
thinking is if you have good credit, you saving a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying.
So if you got good
smart.
But at
credit-
the same time, if you rich as shit,
So
it
that's what I'm
don't
saying, but
we
fucking
not
matter.
rich though.
There's
But I'm saying
levels
the
to it.
idea of this shit.
So you're talking about middle class
you still
versus
need,
rich.
You still
Yeah.
need credit because rich people don't pay their bills too.
And I bet you they use credit. I know they use.
I
credit.
mean,
but I'm not rich. though.
on a different level though. You know,
I'm sure they not. Like he said,
Like,
he's
you can
not.
be rich but not pay a
Yeah,
bill.
Steve Harvey even said it on the thing. I'm not looking at my credit score. I'm not looking at that shit. Which
See,
I
He
feel
probably
him.
he probably
You
got
agree?
bad credit.
so it's about
Come get on
leverage.
this mic. Come
Nah,
get on this
no,
about
mic,
leverage.
man. Get on this mic.
So it's like the companies are banking on It's
You-
like the
you
banks are
fucking
banking on
up.
you messing up.
You
Like,
fucking up. Yeah, definitely.
Yo, you go.
Wait, you
Oh,
don't
come on over. Yeah.
Turn up. We turning up over here.
Yes.
Jeez. So wait. So before this person comes to the mic, we don't use government names. What's your,
Allegedly. Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
yeah, some people do. What's your podcast? Do you want a podcast name or use your real name?
Give me one. That's fine.
Rolex.
That's sure.
Rolex.
The
Rolex.
hell you
That
pull
was-
that from? What?
So
kind of quick too.
No, because then you're gonna give away. my
we'll
government
explain
name.
after the podcast.
We'll explain.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Rolly.
For sure.
Okay.
What about for sure, Lex?
For sure, Lex.
Don't make it cheesy now, Bang Bang. Just leave it to Bang Bang. Make it cheesy.
Rolex.
All right, let's go.
For sure, Lex.
All right. So,
sure.
what you was speaking on Rolex?
So talk to us about credit. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Educate our listeners.
Educate me. Shit.
So your credit score is basically how much money you bring to the table and how consistent it is, and
Yeah. You kind of.
there we go.
Got the headphones. Rolex got the headphones on.
For
Yeah.
sure,
Okay.
Lex.
Custom. They custom too.
For
Oh,
sure.
it just fell off.
It is spelled out. All right.
Get
So-
close to the mic. You gotta get close. All right.
So your credit score is basically how much money you're able to bring to the table each month
Yeah.
versus your expenses that you're obligated to. And it also gives you some bargaining power. So I'm able to make X amount of dollars, but that's consistent over time, supposedly. And really what credit boils down to is the time frame that you're working with, but also how much you need it.
So my question to you, Rolex, is what do you think
For sure,
the-
Lex.
what do you think the connection is between credit between poor people and better off people and their happiness? Because for me,
That's a hell of a question. to be
I
honest with you.
wouldn't necessarily equate credit with that because I really think it boils down to how realistic you are in your circumstances and how appreciative you are. And there's some people who are really appreciative of their circumstances and they might not have much. There's other people who have a lot more and don't appreciate a damn thing.
see, here's what I'm thinking of this. Everybody needs like a house. Everybody, for the most part, needs a vehicle. And either you buying that cash or you getting the finance.
Right.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, there's a difference between 5% interest rate and 10%.
Yeah.
So
Or
if I'm
21%.
Or
21%.
21%.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these predatory loans.
right, so if I'm
Oh, so they
getting,
get up to like 30%?
they can.
They
That is
can.
ridiculous.
They
So-
can.
Whoa, for real?
So if I'm getting 5%,
Lord have mercy.
I have way more money to do the shit that's gonna make me happy. So let's say I like to, just hunt women like pussy hunters.
Pussy hunters.
Pussy hunt.
Pussy hunt. Wait, Rolex, say it again.
Pussy hunt.
Pussy hunt.
What?
Pussy hunt.
They gotta be a
Get your-
soundbite.
get your
Yeah.
shotgun
Pussy hunt.
Take him down. Take him down one by
Anytime we
one.
talking about pussy, we putting that soundbite
Pussy
in there
huh?
right before.
So we're gonna, of my life passion that makes me happy
What makes you happy again?
is a pussy hunt. Pussy
But what
hunt.
does that have to do with your credit score?
That's what I'm trying to figure
See,
out.
Yeah,
so
it does have to
nothing-
do
no,
with your
no,
credit
it
score.
does
Nothing to do
though.
with your credit.
So
It has nothing to do
if
with
I
your
got a
credit.
house finance, I got a car finance, and I'm getting interest rate at 5%. That means I have more money in my pocket at the end of the month to do what I want.
That means you had more bargaining power when you came to the table. That doesn't have anything to do with your happiness, though.
No, the
Yes, that's
more
true.
money
Doesn't.
has. I can.
So you equating that
But that's
money
not true,
brings
though.
you happy,
no,
happiness.
I can spend
Pretty
money
much.
on stuff that makes me happy.
But what
yeah.
about people that can give you money, like for like a not like a loan,
What
but
do you
like
mean?
like they kind of like a grant or something? Like let's say your uncle can give you like $30, or your friend can give you like $150. People
Yeah,
that believe in you,
Then credit doesn't matter. Yeah.
and credit doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So if you can pull people around you, then you kind of can trump credit, right?
How many people? Bro,
That's a hell of a lot of goddamn people.
I mean,
you talking about like a GoFundMe,
something like
a
that.
Kickstarter? What you gonna write on your Kickstarter?
Help me out, man.
Hey, help Bang Bang out, man. Kickstarter.
Like I need money, and then just like that'll be the video. I put a YouTube video, be like I need money, and I smile in the camera, and they be like, oh yeah, he really needs money. Look at him
Okay,
smile.
okay.
Versus what? Having money
Versus me sitting around complaining.
versus
you know?
having good credit.
I feel like getting credit is like more of an easy way out, right?
Really?
Well, I mean,
How?
If you can get backed by somebody, wouldn't you rather be backed by somebody?
Like what,
I
like
get
an,
what you're saying. I
like
get
an
what you're saying.
investor?
So if somebody
Yeah,
invests
yeah.
in you as a person, wouldn't
Yeah.
you rather
That's
have
still
that
kind of like credit though, right?
But
Because
that
you still
doesn't-
owe that
that-
person plus interest.
That doesn't impact your credit score.
Yeah.
That's just
It
the
does.
business. Yeah. So if the business fails, you're like, tough shit. You lost your
Right.
money. Yeah.
They still want interest.
Nah.
Not everybody though. You're
Oh,
going
okay.
off by individual basis. You know, let's
Okay,
say
sure.
let's say I believe in a certain person. I'm like, I maybe want like a 6% or something lower than what the banks are offering because I believe in you. The banks don't believe in us. They don't know us, right? So it's like if you can get people to follow you and pay for you, then obviously you might have something that if other people can follow it and willing to pay for it, then you might have something.
But
Nobody
wouldn't
will
the
pay
banks
for it.
believe
Get
you
credit.
based off your credit score? This is just the young me talking, so please fill me in.
No, what was that again?
I said, doesn't the banks try to know you based off your credit score?
That-
Isn't that's what it's for?
For the most part.
That's
So am I
definitely how they know.
right?
you.
Yeah.
So here's
So they
the thing.
do know you. So if your
Yeah.
credit is fucking low and fucked up, then they looking at you as well. It's obvious your ass don't know what the fuck you doing.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter if you
Yeah.
just open a bank account or if you've been with the bank for 10 years. If the credit is
If the
fucked
credit's
up,
fucked up,
it's the
you
same-
fucked up
yeah.
pretty much.
it's the same score.
Unless you got a
it's
couple mil in the bank.
Yeah.
But
Well, no, and the nice thing with credit is it doesn't necessarily correlate with the amount of money that you have. It's how you manage
how
it.
you manage
So,
it, yeah,
do
definitely.
you pay your bills on time?
Mhm.
How many accounts do you have open?
So if you
Do you keep them in good standing? So
Mm-hmm.
what a lot of people don't understand is that if you open and close accounts willy-nilly, like that's
That
going
fucks
to
you up,
negatively
yeah.
impact your score. Like how many times are you applying for credit and getting turned down because those inquiries
Okay.
are showing up
Now
on your
Rolex.
records?
We just talked about traveling, right?
Yeah, we did.
sure. Rolex.
So going on a trip, right?
Yeah.
So does traveling
Pussy hunt.
See, I don't know if I'm gonna hunt pussy in Mexico. I think
they probably out here hunting pussy, man. They do everything
in
else like that.
Mexico. I think maybe the Dominican Republic. That's animal.
Shots fired over here, man.
See, anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Anyway, so my
Oh,
point
man.
is, I mean, travel is cool, right? It's rewarding. It's a new experience. It's fun.
Apparently the bang bang is not, but we'll keep going to this conversation.
It's an expense.
Then you're doing it wrong.
Oh.
Just saying.
But I'm saying, so if you have more money to travel, isn't that more happiness?
You don't.
No, so
you
I
don't
think
need a
you're
lot of
equating that
to
money.
travel.
Yeah, you
That's
don't.
What we were talking
$300 will get you a long way.
Yeah.
So where?
It's-
I mean, the States,
Where?
What state?
maybe Cali. Good 300 get you out to fucking Cali.
True.
You mean like a rent a car?
Yeah,
Sure.
like it depend on how you live it, pretty
Yeah.
much. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's
If
like
you
it'll-
travel on a Wednesday and leave on
Yeah.
a
Wednesday, isn't that the cheapest time to travel?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday,
Yeah.
and the perfect time
Saturday.
to travel for a fucking for a what's the boat shit
a cruise?
cruise is in,
What's the
in
boat
September.
shit?
Man, I forgot the name of that shit for a minute, man. Boat shit.
No.
What is you talking about? Slavery? Amistad?
Fuck all that, man. Fuck slavery.
What?
Fuck slavery. Not in a bad. I mean, yeah, in a bad way. Fuck that shit. We ain't on that right now. That's what I'm saying.
We ain't on that right now.
We ain't on that,
When
man.
was we ever on it? What are you talking about?
Look, man.
You
The
looking real
cheapest
Republican
fucking
right
Yeah.
the cheapest fucking time to pay for a cruise is in September, October. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuck that boat shit. Or no.
You can travel much more economically than on a boat. Boats
Yeah.
are probably just terrible.
Boats are bullshit.
Both some bullshit.
Why?
Your motherfuckers got no facts.
Because Bang Bang can't swim. So
Oh.
I feel
Bang
you.
Bang be
So why
nervous.
So,
why recommend something else over a cruise? What's the why?
I would
why
rather
are
drive to
cruises?
wherever the fuck I'm going because I love sightseeing and I'm a
Well, you
photographer.
can't drive to
so,
Jamaica.
I mean, I can drive when I get over there.
Ooh.
But you gotta
But
take
you
a plane.
can't.
I gotta
Yeah,
get a
you
plane
gotta
and
take a
shit.
plane or a
You gotta take
boat.
plane there
I'll take a
first.
plane,
Or a
but at the
parachute.
same time, all right. If I'm in the States or yeah, if I'm in the States, I'd rather travel. I'd rather drive to wherever I'm going.
Really?
Yeah,
Man, fuck that. I'm all about that flyover.
I mean,
It's more affordable to fly to Mexico than it is to
Yeah.
a lot of places in the States.
Yeah, like
That
straight
is
up.
very
Atlanta
true.
to Cancun,
Wait.
$250.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
shit.
I'm so serious. That's
Tell
what
me
I was
again.
talking about earlier. $250 from Atlanta
Oh,
to
that's
Cancun.
amazing. We gotta go to Cancun.
Boom.
Pussy
Como esta?
hunt.
shout out to Right Foot Tony.
Right
and
foot
this bitch.
Tony.
Late foot Tony.
Late foot.
Late foot.
Just grab a mic. Just grab a
Grab
mic.
Just
a mic.
grab a
my
mic.
dude. We got one more.
So your idea, like, let's go back to what we was talking about. So your idea of happiness is what money can bring you.
is being able to do the stuff you're passionate about.
But you don't need money to do that. That's what I'm saying.
No. Let's
You
go
gotta have
back.
a good budget.
Let's go back to a past podcast.
You gotta be able
Let's
to
go
manage
back.
your shit.
Let's go back to a past podcast. Remember chasing your dreams?
Chasing your dreams.
Chasing your dreams aren't all.
Yeah.
Dreams aren't all.
Definitely.
So if you have income, so how you trying to do what you do in Cali, get the job.
Hopefully.
If you had $0, how would you get the flight?
That's the thing.
Well, I actually can get a free flight if I really wanted to, but I try not to use people.
You got to think though. Well, I mean
That's just me. That's just
but
me.
for the average
I just
person,
try not to use people.
money is comfort to me.
Yeah.
Right? Money just makes things just a little bit more easier. You can get it without money, but money just makes it just a little bit easier.
How do we get these mics? With hope?
Money.
No, we got that bit with money.
Exactly.
That is the money. All right, I'm
we
not
was-
saying
Wait,
money
wait.
doesn't bring you happiness. Of course it does,
when
but at the
when
same
me and Sir
time,
J was rapping back in the day, we was in the closet. We had one microphone hanging from the ceiling fan.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And we was in that thing
hood
just
shit.
trying to. And then sometimes it used to be hot, so we had to turn on the fan. The mic be moving. We had to wrap around the mic.
Oh my god.
So the thing
Y'all,
is,
y'all
we
ain't
was
recording
broke.
none of
I
that.
smell a
We
lie.
did.
No, we did. We did.
Please
We
see
got
me
it.
that. I gotta see that video.
Oh,
I
it's
gotta
bad.
see that
Not,
video.
I don't know video. We got audio.
We got audio.
Oh, I need to hear that audio.
So back then we was
Oh,
so
man.
broke. We used to talk about what we gonna do when we get to
Shout out to
to a
Young Buck.
position. But
Out here
then we
trying.
decided to do the school route. We was like, look, we're going to go to school, and after that, we start businesses and so on and so
Mhm.
on. But it was such a slow grind that it's to the average person, it's not worth it, right? It feels like the rat race is like, it feels like it's a waste of time because you got to go through so many hoops and so many steps just to get into a position where you can buy a microphone, you can do the stuff, do the things you want to do, right? And by that time, it's like, all right, are you gonna be too old to want to live your dreams?
Yeah.
It kind of checks you. Luckily, it's been like almost 10 years, and we still are the same guys we were in high school. But let's just say like we didn't have that, things didn't work out the way they did, and we was able to afford the things we want.
Yeah.
We would have been scarred. You know what I mean?
We would have been wilding.
Probably in jail.
Yeah,
you
we
know
would
what
have
I'm
been
saying?
wilding. Pregnancy, straight
You know
up.
what I mean?
I would have
probably had,
been.
like,
Don't bring that up here.
I would have
Pussy
been.
hunt went wrong.
Pussy
Yeah.
Hunt went all the way wrong.
Pussy hump turning to babies. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? You know?
So I just think, all right. So pretty much just grind till you get it.
Yeah.
I don't know
Just grind
about
till
that.
you get it. Grind till you get it. You don't
So
believe that?
I got a question then.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question. Let's say we go back 10 years. Is there anything that you guys would do in 10 years differently than what you did, I guess?
In terms of what? Happiness?
I guess as far as like decisions or what you know now.
I
type-
know
that-
me.
that type of
For
question.
personally, me,
Would you guys do anything different?
Nah.
I would, man.
I see, yes.
10 years for me is like, what, 12?
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
LOL.
All right, for me, man, honestly, in the 10-year span, I'll listen more. Like I was telling Right Foot one day, like I just listen more and better understanding because me being hard-headed has definitely had me going down a lot of hard shit that I didn't have to go to. Somebody told me already, don't do this, don't do that. So just I'd rather listen more. Me literally turning to 21, I try my hardest to like listen to what people are telling me so I don't fuck up and do dumb shit, which I probably will, but
Nah.
it like now me growing up and realizing the dumb shit that I did back in the day is like you could have definitely prevented that shit. So
See, I want to.
like sports, school and shit like that, like
I want to.
probably would have a scholarship.
Well, for show had a she nodded her head. Is it for show?
Rolex.
It's Rolex.
For Rolex?
Did you
For
say for
Rolex.
show at Rolex?
It's Rolex, but y'all
Sip
added
that
shit.
shit.
For Rolex. Showlex. For Showlex. So for Showlex or Rolex, do you have like any like let's say 10 years, would you do anything different type of like decisions or like preparation or anything like that for your dreams?
I definitely would. So
Oh.
no, hindsight's 2020. So that's
Yeah,
one of those
man.
things. Like
That's the thing.
if you
yeah.
can't look back and say
I could have
"All right,
did something better.
I
Yeah,
couldn't adjust it, then you really don't have a really good perspective on things because
we fuck up on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fucked up
and
on
that's
the journey,
life.
man.
That's life. If you can't look back and just learn from it, then obviously you're not going to go
Doing nothing
anywhere.
right.
in
Yeah,
the
but it's
future.
Definitely.
tough because it's
It
like
is, but
without
that's
one
life.
shot.
You
Yeah.
just deal with it.
so no mentorship, no guidance. It's like how would you go back and do something different? You know,
Well, let's just, but that's the 20. That's why 2020 is so good. Like,
Yeah,
what would you
yeah.
do? That's mentorship. That's you know.
see,
that's
Sure.
I want to answer this with a question. So today I got my lunch. I'm walking back to the office. I see a homeless dude with a dog.
Okay.
So I'm
yeah.
like, okay. You see your average homeless dude. Hey, let me. And he
Yeah.
like, bruh,
Chill.
But a homeless
Chill
dude with
or
a
not,
dog
bro.
changes
chill or
everything.
not, yeah. And then you see the homeless dude with the dog, and you're like, you know he's getting donations. So I'm like, is he? It's like a hack, you know he's.
You know you got that dog for a reason.
So I'm like, when you ask that question, what would you do differently? He probably saw them other homeless dudes getting ignored, doing this and that.
We're
But at
not
the same
saying that,
time-
though. it's like, all right, if you can go back, what would you do differently? Because that right there is knowledge for somebody else. So we lived it. We can sit there and tell somebody, all right, this is what I did. But if I was to do it differently, I would do it like this.
Just like the
And-
homeless dude had the dog and saw other people, you gotta be in that position to see, he fucked up. I'm gonna do this different. But if you already done it, it's too late.
Or what? On the flip side, what advice did you get earlier in life
order-
that was
yeah.
absolute garbage? And that's what I can point to and say, no, like I got advice earlier in life that was absolute garbage and turned me off my path. And that's what I would go back and say, don't listen to that shit.
You know how
What was the advice though? Like,
So I love to cook. And this dude
Yeah.
over here will tell you that I love to cook.
Yeah.
So I had
Kudos.
a great aunt who owned a 5-star restaurant in Florida. And a
right,
five-star
that's
restaurant
right.
is nothing to sneeze at. So
Dang.
when I was 12 and my parents were like, no, like you want to be a chef, this is what you've talked about, like talk to Aunt Jerry, see what you think, and let her give you advice. And this old,
Oh man. no.
delightful soul of a woman who just hacked through every breath that she had left and
That's
just looked at me with
facetious.
these wonderfully cold eyes and said, if you want to work in the restaurant industry, it's going to destroy your life. It's going to murder your husband. It's going to make your children hate you. And it's going to ruin everything
Well, damn.
ever wanted.
that's tough.
But if you want to be a cook, go for it. I was
I don't know what to
12.
say on that one.
Thanks,
That's
Aunt
tough.
Jerry. Thanks, Aunt Jerry, for shitting all over my soul. So, needless to say, I stopped pursuing cooking at that point in time. So, if I can go back to any one piece of advice in my past, that's the one piece of advice that I would say.
See,
That's
that's
real.
tough though. That's
That's
tough.
like
Like super. Real.
Because
But I feel like a lot of people
No,
have
no, no,
that.
that's-
I mean, I feel like
set
a lot
them
of
off
people have
course.
that.
no, that's
Especially young,
That's tough.
man.
If
Because I
I
had something
young.
like that.
No, but if I have a kid, I'm like, let's talk to as many people as possible.
But some
Not
people
just
don't
You can't
have that
bank
though.
on that.
But
You know what I
that's
mean?
Some people
perspective
don't.
later.
Yeah.
And now my parents are like,
Oops.
Sorry.
so Aunt Jerry was probably a little bitter.
And then,
you know?
Yeah.
and the thing is, like
Maybe.
years ago, when in their
Stress.
time, things are probably different. But then
Yeah.
you got-
Very
they
different.
They can't predict the future.
Exactly.
You know, like
If we could
They-
predict the future, we wouldn't have trouble.
right. So it's like, how can
Yeah.
you? So it's like, how can you?
So
you
they-
can't predict what's going to happen in the future. All they know is right now. Right now, things this. Right
So
now,
can I ask you
things-
this?
can't tell
Do you think our parents gave us the best? Well, I guess that's individually
they gave the
though.
best advice
that
they
they knew.
knew.
that they
Yeah.
can
They
get.
give the best they knew to
Yeah,
give.
yeah, yeah.
But then, how do you get that?
All right,
better
let me ask you
advice?
this: Did it shape you, bad or good? As
Oh,
far
it-
as
it-
like,
Yeah.
did it shape you bad or good? Do you know? Because my parents didn't give me. They
That's
they
what I'm
sucked.
saying. Damn.
Sorry, mama
Oh,
and
let's not
dad,
get
but y'all
personal.
assy. The
Whoa.
advice they
Put
gave
them
me
on
growing
the bus
up.
with Aunt Jerry. you know,
Yeah,
that's
they on
fine.
that bus. Because when they gave me advice, and like as I look back on it now, I'm like, we had a discussion about it. Like, Ma, your advice back in the day, it was assy. Like it sucked. Like that's my favorite word, assy. It was assy. So like it was ass, but I understood that the fact that she just didn't know. I guess she tried to give you the advice that she knew.
Yeah.
But at the same time, now looking back, it's suspect, man. Like what you talking about? Like I don't know. Like I just think that like
a
she
hard
tried.
So how do you navigate through like stuff like that?
Trial
Because,
and
like,
error, man.
myself, like growing up, I played football and I was really good, but I was small. And the only issue was like
Tell
my
me.
coaches, they believed in me. They were like, oh, he's gonna be a star, he's gonna do this, he's really good. It's comparing me to like artists, football players that used to play back in the day. But my family they didn't really see it because I was little. So it's like I'm listening to my family and it's like, oh, don't worry about football, it's a waste of time. How can a small person or a little or younger person, younger minded person navigate through that? That's the issue because we're grown.
It's
and
mental.
We experienced it, and we had friends, we had experience.
think
But
that's-
how do you
I
navigate
think it's
that as
mental
a
more
young
than
person?
anything because I was in the same position. Only thing that stopped me from achieving the full ride, I probably would never go pro or nothing, but I would have damn sure had a scholarship based off, just skill. But at the same time, I was short. But I always believed in myself. Like nobody could like break that shit from me.
But see, this
As
is-
a kid, though.
Yeah,
a hard question
it
because-
depends on mental. in
But
my
you don't
opinion.
know yourself. You haven't found
But at the
yourself.
same time, I feel like even though you are young, it's a certain level
Like
of
just
believing
going
in
back to
yourself.
the thing about happiness is like, how do you know what makes you happy at that point? So you're still on that journey.
Think about
I see your
all right, let me
parents
ask you this.
put
Think
each other
about
in
every football player, basketball player, or artist.
Lucky.
When a lot of, it is
Lucky.
luck. It has a lot of luck to do with it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, look at Chance the Rapper. Dude's been rapping since
And
whenever.
Look at his
But his
parents.
dad is a
But
politician.
okay, but at the same time, like nobody knew who the fuck his parents were until he dropped 10 Day, correct?
It doesn't matter.
So
who-
it's like
Yeah.
dude prepared himself
No, parents provide
his
the
parents
environment.
put him in a position. where
Okay,
he
but
can
at
be
the
that
same
guy.
time, all right. But at the same time, my parents provided me the
Outlet.
the outlet of playing sports. You know what I mean? Like my dad put me into fucking baseball at 3 years old. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be playing baseball. And to this day, I still watch baseball. I still try to help kids that play baseball because I
So
can't
Django, can
play
you shine some light on
because
that?
it's so mental.
But
That's what I'm telling you.
So you brought up Chance the Rapper. His
Yeah.
parents. or
No,
his
but at the same
parents,
time,
like,
in his mind, since he was a
vision.
kid, he knew he wanted to fucking do something. My dad played football. I didn't want to be a goddamn football player, but I knew that I can play baseball. That aspect, I didn't know he played fucking football until I was like 10.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
But
It's
that's the thing,
mental.
though. No, it's not.
It is
mental.
fucking mental.
For
If
sure,
you're a
Lex.
fucking kid, you still have your own mind, your own imagination. As
For
we
sure.
get older, the shit fades away. That's the whole aspect of trying to live life to the fucking fullest.
For
in
sure,
my
Lex,
opinion.
please school Young
I
Buck in this
know.
situation.
Please school my ass.
So I would tie this back into your statements earlier about credit score and happiness.
Yeah.
So how are you able to provide for your kids and for future generations in a way that's meaningful? And that's where we see more of the impact of your economic status. So to your point, like if you are really passionate about something and you have a family that's able to support your passion and to really promote that, then that's where you're going to see more of a difference than where if you're just trying to get a better apartment or get a better car, that sort of thing. So I think that's where that long-term goal of credit score and happiness would tie back into this.
See, I think
But isn't it mental though?
There's still some.
such a-
It's
there's
focused.
still-
It's
there's
focused
still,
there.
There's
Huge
still
question.
definitely
Because if you
focus.
definitely know
It's a
like the
huge
route
question.
you want to
Will
go
Smack ass is
on,
gonna
then
get
it's like
anywhere.
nothing can fucking
Yeah.
stop
But
it.
it's the
Yeah,
argument
I
against.
agree with that.
But it's the argument against nature
agree with
versus
that shit?
nurture.
Yeah, when you're 12 years old, when you're 13.
Yes.
And that's the thing, though. All
Yeah.
right, so it's
I don't think age has nothing to do with what the fuck
Stop,
you want to
stop,
do
stop,
as you
stop.
get
So
older.
check this out.
What?
It
It does,
doesn't.
though. It
How?
does.
If you all right?
Oh yeah, I don't know
How,
about that.
how
It's-
your influence when you're younger is
50-50
going to
because if
change
you're
a lot
fucking
of
10,
things.
if you're
Okay.
fucking
Check it
10
out, check it out.
and you know what the fuck you want to do, it's nothing that
hold
can
on.
stop you.
Okay.
It's
Young
nothing
Buck.
that can stop you.
Young
Bro,
Buck-
am I lying? Right for Tony. Please back me up. You know I'm right.
I'm a dreams big.
Thank
kinda
you.
guy.
You
It
know
doesn't-
I'm right.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
There's
If
Young
nothing
Buck.
wrong with
This is
dreaming
something
big,
heavy.
But
Yes, it
you
is.
have to have your realistic bounds in terms
Oh
of
yeah,
How-
my realistic bounds are shot. Them things is, it's hard for me to. I think I could do
But that's the
anything
whole
I
aspect
really,
of it.
really
If it's
But you
hard, then
focus on.
it is
you
what
got-
it is.
So wait,
But
right?
you got
quick.
support,
Did you
though.
think that at
Like,
10
you
years
can't-
old?
Yeah, so I've always been that
But
way.
I'm some
Because of your
but-
parents?
Because
or
your
just
parents.
nature?
Because
like-
of you, right?
How you?
I mean, it's
cannot
hard
give
to
the credit
say.
your
I'm
parents?
sure my parents influenced me to think like that,
So-
but
Some
I can't
positive
say that
reinforcement?
it's hard for me to say I would have thought
can give you
differently.
that. I
'cause
can give you
I
that.
think
So I can-
that way.
So I can
don't
say
know.
this.
Yeah.
So on the record, you good cop. Congratulations, Young Buck. You did something good. All right. So you got me riled up. So, so Bang Bang Boomerang grew up in the
I see the
environment.
success of the
Bro,
band.
we all
So,
grew
can I
up
say
in the
this?
environment, man. The
So Bang
hood.
Bang Boomerang grew up in an environment where a lot of his peers didn't have the same, love and
And
nurture.
just
that
for
I
the
had.
record, you're talking in the first person. You're
First
referring
person,
to himself.
Bang Bang Boomerang, not allegedly. So we all had different
Why is it
backgrounds. We all had different backgrounds, so it was so much different for us. It was the whole battle versus nurture and nature, where we were some good people that went down because of the nurture aspect.
See,
When in their nature, they were good people.
I
So you
think-
cannot bank somebody's success saying that they'll just figure it out. But what happens if you don't have the good nurture? Not everybody can. not everybody can. Not everybody can. So, hey man, that's what I do. So not everybody can just wake up and be like, I'm the greatest.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a whole nurture aspect when you just don't know. Like as a baby, I'ma cry because I'm like, oh, I poop, but I can't tell you why. You know, I'm like, man, my butt hurt. I can't tell you why my butt hurt. And then it takes somebody else to look and be like, oh man, you gotta change your diaper. You got a lot of shit in this diaper.
That's what I'm
Right?
saying.
But doesn't the baby know he shitted?
What?
The baby
He
knows
know he
something.
did something.
Yeah,
I don't
something
know-
wrong.
I
That's
don't
what
know
I'm saying.
about if he knows.
He don't know he shitted, but he
but
know he did
he
something
know he
wrong.
did
Excuse
something
my language,
at the
but fuck
back
that.
end of him. He's like, oh,
Your
Okay,
level of
so-
awareness is definitely going to have a
Something
learning
came
curve
up.
to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You gotta have that
I just
base level
maybe
of
it's the way I
awareness.
just think.
No,
Cause
no,
I
no.
feel like if you
Maybe it's
young
not
and
gonna
you
happen.
know, because I never in my life said I wanted to work for somebody. Even when I was a fucking kid,
So
I
let's
always
ask
said
the
that I
question.
wanted to own something.
So let's ask the
before I
question.
knew what the fuck that really meant and the
So-
struggles behind it.
So nature versus nurture. What's the relationship between happiness? I think it's a combination.
It is,
I would agree.
It's
I
not,
agree.
It's not just
Yeah.
nature
I agree.
impacts
I
your
agree.
happiness and what you want to do.
but it's also hard to say based off how you always been.
What do you mean always?
I always been this way. My
So there's no
parents aren't-
influence? You
I don't
yeah.
know. All right, let me tell you, I don't know where it stems from because my parents aren't. We think literally like totally different. So it's hard for me to say where that came from. Maybe my granddad because he's owned plenty of shops, plenty of stores but I only knew that at age like 14.
So you think
You
it's
know what I mean?
nature that got you to this point in life, not
No,
necessarily nurture.
I know. I
It's
mean,
hard to stem. I don't know because I didn't like a lot of things that I knew about my family. I didn't know until I got older, but I always been the same way mentally. You know what I mean?
But how much of that is inherent in your genetics?
Maybe from my
how
granddad and
much
stuff
of
like that. So
of
I always,
that is
yeah. So
What you know from your physical environment. What you learn from your physical environment is going to be the nurture part, whereas nature is going to
the
be
people
what
I
is
know from my
inherent in your
nature
genetics.
environment, they kind of assy.
Sure. I mean,
Like
there's
they
definitely
from
there's
the block.
characteristics that you're going to have that carry through genetics and carry through learning environments and
Totally
that carry
did.
through lots of different
Now
things
that I
in
think
your
about
life
it, like
and
my-
that are undefeatable.
My granddad's dad, he used to own a where he like we're from. Well, my family they're from the Valley, Alabama. Country as shit. They got one restaurant which is Churches. As soon as you get out that exit, bro, it's
oh,
country as
I got
hell.
some country stories
It's
for
country
you,
as
bro.
hell, bro.
I got some
so
country
my
stories for you.
granddad, like he's very, I can respect him a lot because the neighborhood he's from, being black, he literally owned a lot of white people's property. They're renting from him. Being old as shit, he died at 103.
Oh,
Dang.
So he's old as shit. But at the same time, like maybe I don't know. Maybe I get that from maybe my granddad's and my mom's side of the family, but also I don't know. My mom doesn't think that way. You know what I mean? So maybe it is genetics from
so
this
let me
aspect of
let
me
me
getting
ask a
it from
question.
my
then.
granddad or whatever.
Let me ask a hypothetical.
Yeah.
I grow up. I'm 10 years old now.
Mhm.
I'm 10 years old now, and I like to draw. I like to do whatever, poetry. So I'm 10 years old when Obama gets in office, and whatever, my parents are whatever. It is cool. I'm 10 years old when Trump gets in. In terms of nature versus
Good luck.
nurture,
My goodness.
I'm saying in terms of nature versus nurture, do you think there'll be a difference in that in terms of just what I perceive from the media, what I perceive from my parents? You know what I'm saying? It's like, doesn't that play a role
As
at the
a
level?
young black man, I think haven't been around
Anybody,
no young, but I
anybody.
know, but I'm just speaking on my perspective.
Okay.
As a young black man, I think just looking up, because all our parents say we can be goddamn president. That shit wasn't true, motherfucker. Don't lie to us.
Well,
I didn't
maybe.
think, I never thought that, to be honest
It's
with
always
You
possible.
I
never
always
thought
thought
you'd
it
get
was
in the Ivy
possible.
League?
It's not for me. That shit, lifestyle is not my thing, honestly.
Ivy League lifestyle?
It ain't my
But
thing.
you do cocaine?
I don't do cocaine. Don't bring that up. But it's just,
Shit.
it's not my, like, I know
Shit,
me.
you do
I wouldn't
crime?
be comfortable.
You
I
don't
wouldn't be
gotta-
comfortable.
You don't go to jail?
I don't want to go.
Pussy hunt.
I
do
pussy
pussy
hunt.
hunt?
It might be for me, but at the same time, I know like what I feel comfortable around. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, being young and black and seeing Obama in office, the possibility and the higher education, it's there. You
It
know what I
seemed
mean?
more realistic.
Yeah, it seemed more realistic, especially people that come from like Obama from Chicago. You know what I mean? Like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it's way more realistic. But at the same time, you 10 looking at goddamn Donald Trump. Good luck, man. Like, but at the same time, it
Nah,
should be
man.
inspiring at the same
but
time.
that's inspiring, bro. I mean,
Yeah, it should
anybody
be
can make
inspiring
it.
at the same time. Anybody can make it. So
Should
Like,
inspire anger.
yeah, you don't.
Should inspire a lot of
It
things.
should, yeah.
Should inspire
So it's like
drive.
I think honestly, I don't know. It's a good. I just think being young, period, in both eras, 10, whatever, you might be way more inspired than you were when fucking Clinton was in office or when somebody else was in office. Because
But
10 at the
but
same
you're saying is some part of nurture.
nurture, yeah. So
Yeah.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's,
But sometimes you don't know. I don't know where. I guess she said genetics, but at this, I wasn't never thinking that though. You know what I mean? So if somebody
mean,
asks me
That's, yeah,
I
that's
feel
where the
a question,
nature
then
would
I
come
don't.
from.
My answer is I don't know because what I'm around,
Mhm.
my parents don't think the way I do.
You
Like I
probably
told
got
my dad
some-
my dreams. This nigga told. Well, my dad told me, motherfucking, get a job and do this, go do that. But that's all he know. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's hard for him
all
to
right,
tell
so let
me.
me
things that
pause. I know Rifa's about to make a point. I will say a parent.
Yeah, it's heavy on my mind too.
Yeah, I feel like parents do need to be better at saying, "Hey, maybe I don't have all the
I
answers.
know. Yeah.
Let me put you in a position where you can speak to someone who may, hey, my son wants to do X, Y, Z. Hey, do you know about this?
Because sometimes
And it's-
parents just don't relate.
and it's multiple
you know what I mean?
people, not just one person. Talk to about 5 people. It's like, hey, to get a good perspective, versus, shit, I know about this.
Yeah.
and this is what you need to do. So right though, what you about to say?
Nah, when she brought up genetics, the thing I like about genetics is you don't know where it goes. So you say the nurture
Yeah.
versus nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you say nature is your genetics, the nurturing doesn't mean you will follow the path that you were nurtured into. It could also mean the opposite.
Definitely. Yeah.
So like
That happens a lot.
that happens a
yeah,
lot.
like,
man.
we
so
all know
genetically,
we all know the
you
good
have,
girls
like-
raised who turn out.
exactly, you're predisposed to certain things,
Turn
and-
up.
and it just changes the way your genetics. It doesn't change your
is it-
genetics, but it may trigger something. I'm gonna use genetics.
But I
so
feel like
kinda
that's
like
survival, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you're surrounded by chaos, right, and everybody keeps following that suit, there's always gonna be that one person that's gonna sit there and say, you know what, I'm gonna be different from that because I know it's not right.
But I'm saying that's part of genetics. I mean, your parents could be nothing like you, but the combination of them could be something different. Which is what I'm saying. Like, nature versus nurture is kind of. I mean, they
You
go
know, and
hand
It's
in
also
I'm not
hand.
gonna
based
lie.
off how, let's say, our parents were raised as
So,
well. Even
check this
though
out.
let's say my granddad was raised a hustler pretty much. My mom, he never raised them to be it, I guess. Looking back. So I mean.
But that's the thing about genetics. Like, we look at it in like a kind of like a macro sense, but it's really like a micro sense. Like, genetics doesn't control how your dad was a player, right?
No,
It controls,
I wouldn't
like-
say that.
No, I'm not saying it's the little things that genetics will control that will set you to
Apart.
be successful in that certain thing.
I say
Like,
genetics.
genetics are really small,
Genetics will give you the capability.
not big.
Genetics will give you the capability, right? So you're capable, or the potential, quote unquote. Genetics will give you the
But
potential.
I don't want to say potential because
What?
it is. You can't change it, so there's no potential. It is what it is.
All right,
Rolex, what do you think?
for show leg.
For show legs, what did you think?
Like, you don't have the potential to be something. Your genetics are what they are. It's
Yeah.
how
It's how you use them.
they're.
It's how you use them.
It's how they're developed.
Okay.
Well, to tie it back into the political argument, I would say that if you are raised in an environment where there's a more hopeful political landscape, so during the Obama administration, where everything was progressive and moving towards a really positive direction of inclusion and more civil rights and really focused on individuals and empowerment.
And the goddamn environment.
Environment.
Fucking EPA. The one good thing Nixon did, thank God for the EPA at that one point in time, but it's shit now. Anyways, so
It's gonna go bye bye.
when you look at that environment versus what we're shifting to now, it's very dark and cold because there's not this idea of everyone can succeed, and it's not an idea of inclusion. It's not an idea of progressing towards a future where there's something for everyone. It's very clearly limited towards people of means are going to succeed by any means necessary. And when you raise kids in that environment versus the alternative, you're going to really see nature versus nurture come out in force, because the environment that kids have around them versus what's just in their home is going to add a lot to that dynamic.
True. You see
So-
possibilities either way.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So it feels like survival to me. You know, I just feel like that's just survival. Like that's how you grow. I guess you're gonna always have that one or one or two that's gonna sit there and say, "Hey, this isn't right. Let's change it." I guess.
I guess.
You definitely
Or
got
those,
those.
or
You
the
get-
3 million.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
You're
a
like,
lot,
hey,
man.
you
It's
know,
like it's
living
yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Because like
But-
Young Buck was saying something that I kind of relate to. It's like, why do I react the way that I do? If the people around me don't move the same way I do, why do I respond to things differently?
I used to get mad growing up because I couldn't relate to the people that's around me. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm from the hood. You know what I mean? I'm being real. So the way I used to move, even in high school, I was always different. You know what I mean? Even though I can relate to the people that's around me, I was still different. I separated myself. Even at home, I could never relate. So me and my parents, we bumped heads because the way I think, they don't see it. Even though we both want me to be successful, it's the
thing,
same. It's the way that I go about
But
it.
see,
journey.
now
And it's
I
the way that I
I
still
think we're talking about two different things now.
But
So as a kid, your parents are X, Y, Z. But when you're
Yeah.
older, you kind of understand. Okay, this is their
I do, but now
perspective.
I still don't understand them. But I respect them because it's the aspect
Yeah,
of
but
them.
that's their experience.
I would
Yeah,
say
I
I would-
respect their experience, but I still don't understand it. That's what I'm saying. I can never understand how my
See, that's-
parents think,
and that's
but
the
I can
thing.
respect how they think because the way they grew up. I'm assuming.
That's what I'm.
So the
that's
thing
what
is,
I'm
for
saying.
me, for me personally, is like if I had a family, then I would understand if a child doesn't think the same way that I do.
Yeah,
So because I didn't understand my parents, I'm like,
but
all right. this is
okay,
a chance
but
I
how would
won't-
you
they
make?
won't
How would you
understand
try to keep that child happy? How would you maximize that child's happiness?
me. I would let them chase, and early on, because the thing is, it's like when it's early, it's contained,
Yeah.
right? When it's later in life, it's expensive. So it's you know, right? It's expensive, but when it's young, it's contained. So you have more control. When you're older, you don't have control. You just have to give the money and stuff like that.
Give the money.
and then just hope and be like, oh, I hope you figure it out, right?
Fuck
So,
that. You gotta
As
figure it out.
a young person, I know that my parents didn't give me the opportunity to really go out there and explore.
Because they weren't in a
They
circumstance to
didn't
give
get
it to you.
and it wasn't contained, so they
Yeah.
couldn't really have that influence. So I think as an adult, me seeing that and me experiencing that, I can sit there and be like, you know what? Hey, you want to be an artist, Picasso? Go ahead, do that finger paint. See if you can make a beautiful turkey during Thanksgiving.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With the
Or
handprint.
remember the
Yeah,
rainbows?
or the rainbow,
Yeah,
right?
man.
And then
Hey.
give them the opportunity early on, so maybe they can catch on. Because just because they're a child doesn't mean that they don't have the same feelings as adults. I don't feel like we ever grow up.
Mhm.
I feel like growing up is just
Our
something
mindset just alters.
right? Like we get
Based
a little
off
bit
the
wiser
experience?
because of
Some
experience.
of us.
That's
our
pretty-
mindset's
I
still
think-
pretty.
Yeah.
I still feel like I still have the same emotions, right? You know,
I
somebody
definitely do.
right.
Man.
If
I
a
ain't
girl
gonna lie.
take off her top and show her titties, I feel the same way I did when I was 16.
Woo,
I'm sorry,
titties.
right? Titties, right? So yeah, go ahead. So it's like I still feel the same exact way I did when I was 12 years old. So it's not necessarily saying, all right, I'm not gonna like something. I'm a little bit more mature. I'm like, all right, when I'm 30 and I see titties, I'm like, all right, it's titties.
Okay,
You
cool.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man. It's
You know
a
what
titty. I
I'm
like it,
But
but
when
it's
I'm
still a
six-
titty.
when
Wait
I'm
a-
16, I see titties. I'm like, you know what I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm hitting it, right? So
I
the
still-
ideal is just when you see it more, you just a little bit more comfortable.
See, I want to
around it.
piggyback off that to the original point about credit money. When you 16, like, I want to do X, Y, Z. You get the money to do it, then it's like money matters.
But that's how if you're not rich and you're not successful, then that's how it stops people like us to even pursue our dreams because we don't have the means
The
or
funds,
resources.
man. Yeah.
Well,
to
you
even
figure
do
it
that.
out.
And that's why people like
It's
us
a lot of
become
people.
stronger.
I feel like we are.
You buy a computer from a crackhead.
No, I feel like honestly, I feel like we like a rare breed. You know what I mean? Like people where we come from don't really low key make it out.
Not even where we come. Who?
Yes.
Who
If
grows-
you're born with a fucking silver spoon in your hand,
No,
your
no.
ass already
So,
out. I feel like the people we don't like growing up. Motherfuckers didn't have the resources.
No. I want to ask Rolex. So from your high school class, from people that you know kind of grew up comfortable,
Yep.
because I know from your
Yep.
high school it was a mixed crowd of low income, middle income, high income, right?
Yeah, I went to high school in Gwinnett, so
Yeah.
that's a higher income county, higher school
But
system
From
in
here?
Georgia.
From
It was mixed.
From Georgia.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's dope.
So
Dope.
from the people from your like mid to high income, what are they doing? Are they chasing their dreams? Are they happy?
I wasn't friends with those people. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh.
Not at all.
To yourself.
How many friends are you with from high school?
No, I will say. I
You.
will say this. No,
It's
no.
usually that one.
No,
One
person.
motherfucker.
Hey, it's
Let me
one
give you an
motherfucker I
example.
know.
Let me give you an example.
Shit, I don't think of it. You're right.
So my class valedictorian, brilliant girl, got a full ride to Stanford.
Nice.
Wow.
Damn.
Dropped out, couldn't handle the pressure, didn't like what was going on, and basically said like the direction that the world's going in and that society's going in and that all these social constructs are forcing you into, that's not what I want because that's just completely disingenuous. And she now lives in the rural mountains of North Carolina.
What?
Does nothing significant other than just like off the grid living because she just completely rejected
I can respect
the
that though.
social construct, and
I can
I
respect
kind of
it.
can too.
Yeah, me too.
I can respect because it's bold. That's actually bold, in a sense.
It's
Like you,
very bold.
it's bold as
very
shit.
bold.
You can't respect that.
Because you've got someone
The
who's,
way you looking,
who's
man.
literally genius level that says the way that our society is constructed
I don't want to go.
is complete horse shit, and I want nothing to do with it.
See,
And then our
So-
salutatorian
so
But
played into the game.
But for
she's successful and she's doing her thing. So
for Sholex, how do you feel about that though? You know, like, cause she
It's-
kind of threw away. It
she's
feels
not
like she
using her
threw away
talent.
something.
She didn't throw it away.
she could be
I mean,
contributing
to you
the
she
world.
did.
To her, she didn't because she is using what she does, but just
So
not in
what?
the same
Yeah.
sense
Live
of
in a
what
mountain?
society
No,
wants
man.
her to
at
Why
do.
the
did-
end of the day,
Why did
your-
Stanford validate
Living
like her
live-
life?
Living
Yeah,
the,
that's what I'm
It's just a
saying.
school.
Like, yeah, that's
So-
what I'm saying. Like, she's literally,
so
she's
living
doing
in-
it her way.
She's living in
Yeah.
mountains.
She's
Hell.
doing it her fucking way
Living
and
a-
her way only.
Yeah.
She said, "Fuck everybody else's opinion. I'm gonna move my ass to
To
goddamn mountains."
Yeah, Meth Mountain with the trailer parks.
You
That's
don't
not
know. I
necessarily-
mean, who
no, that's-
cares?
Hey man,
She likes meth
She
and trailer
likes it.
parks,
Hey.
and she winning.
She winning, man. I respect
Exactly.
it because that's bold as shit to do.
At the
That's
end of the
mad
day,
bold
though,
to do, man.
The idea is you have to set your own.
Exactly. And she look good as a waste. Now, if you waste beauty, that's your fault.
Yeah, she fine, then that you tripping.
Meth, I don't want to go to Meth Mountain.
I'm shallow.
You know what?
We drove through it on
Yeah.
the way to the mountain.
You know what? At Meth Mountain, there's a bunch of Confederate flags.
I've taken him through the
We
mountain.
can't go through. We ain't allowed.
There's Jeeps.
He has seen it. He
There's-
has seen it.
they have
Jeeps
one-
with no doors.
They got
Yeah.
them vans.
The blown up
with the
trailers.
blinds.
No, they literally, you see buildings that were exploded because they're making meth in it. So it's like
You didn't see no exploded
In rural-
buildings.
No, in
Word?
rural Tennessee. I will vouch for that. I took him there.
Yeah, and I did used to live in South Carolina.
No,
No,
this
it was
is
like a $1 million neighborhood. We rented a house. Don't ask how we got it. But you drive into the neighborhood, bro, and it's like
He
it was
blew
a
up?
trailer, and they were always burning something outside, and it was never the same, bro. This was a meth house. No one lived there.
Meth
There
Mountain.
just always be cars there.
Like people for
It
real.
was definitely
blew
a
up
meth house.
fucking
It was
houses?
crazy,
Oh,
but it was
man.
like right in front of
Take
the
me there.
neighborhood.
They still-
it
it's
was
still there?
crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'll take you.
because
That's fine.
people
Take
don't know how
me,
to,
man.
people
I wanna
don't know how
go.
to mix. See, that's why old girls should make meth because she's smart. Regular dumb people don't know how to mix the chemicals.
I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of chemicals to that meth.
There's honestly
Battery accident.
some really sad, horrible truths in there.
Yeah, so
That's of course.
they be
Yeah.
blowing shit up.
Yeah, but I think no, like my point was like what you decide to do with your life
It's subjective, I know.
is completely subjective. And fuck a credit score. Fuck like all these definitions that everyone sets forth. Like you have to decide what's most important to you,
See, I'm
regardless
not
of
saying
whether or
fuck a
not
credit
it's
score.
nature.
We
Yeah.
literally live
regardless
one
of
time. You know what I
anything
mean?
else,
All I'm
Hey.
saying,
you have to decide
credit
what
is a
makes you
tool
happy.
that you can use to help you reach your happiness.
You lying,
No,
bro.
it's
All
not
you gotta
because
do
your
is
happiness
accumulate
might not
more
fucking
dollars,
include
bro.
That's
a
what I'm saying.
goddamn credit score.
That-
You only need
Your
credit if you
credit
have
might,
money.
your
Check this
happiness
out.
literally might say, bro, fuck all. Like,
Look.
oh girl, she ain't worried about no damn
Look,
credit.
Check this out. I'm with
Exactly,
Is she?
bro.
No, she's ready for the zombie apocalypse.
Exactly. And she be the
Oodles
right
and
first place
noodles,
you be
my
going
dude.
to.
Like,
You
you
like,
not,
thank
like,
God. Check this
sometimes
out.
you just your happiness literally doesn't. Like she said, like, oh, girl said fuck society. She ain't worried about no goddamn credit.
Not at
She
all.
worried about motherfucking meth,
Exactly.
weed, coke, and motherfucking pop.
Trailers, bro.
Yeah,
Look, check
trailers.
this out. I'm with for
Double
Sholex,
wide.
right? I'm with for Sholex because the reason why is
Rolex.
like, look, if you really want it, you'll get it, and that's the way society is set up. If you gotta hustle, there's opportunities out there,
But you
have
gotta
to
get
work
it,
for
and you gotta work for it.
You
She
It's
probably
nothing-
had to
a
hustle
handout
to
is
live
dead.
in Meth Mountain, but
Oh, she definitely didn't have to hustle.
she probably
But
had the anti-hustle.
But she did have to hustle to grow them vegetables, and that's real. She did have for them grow them vegetables. Hey, You gotta learn that.
Hey,
You
Work
gotta-
to be lazy.
that's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt. Anti-hustle. That's a T-shirt.
and that might be a dope T-shirt
It's
too.
opposite
Hey,
Anti-hustle.
man, every
don't
quote
hustle.
we do, we need to make a T-shirt for.
Anti-hustle.
man. Oh man.
All right, man. This is dope, man. We at that guess we at that time point.
So we'll wrap it up. This was a damn good episode.
Hold on,
This
wait a
super
minute,
dope,
wait a
man.
Damn,
Shout
motherfucker
out
just
to
cut
for
me
show
off.
legs.
Shout out to Rolex,
Shout out
man.
for
She
Show
hopped on the
Legs.
mic and turned the fuck up.
I don't know your real name because I wasn't here for the initial introduction. So for show legs seems to be what it
Well,
is.
it's
Show
Rolex.
legs.
It's Rolex, but Corny over here called it
Wait,
for show
what y'all
legs.
like better?
And he got
Oh,
me.
Rolex
yeah,
or for
bro.
show legs?
I like Rolex. I like for show legs too. Fuck it, she got two.
I
She got
wanted
two
to-
names. Goddamn it, we're gonna
Yell me
fuck.
what you need to.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
Oh, whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa,
Hey,
whoa,
he should have been got the mic.
whoa. We would like to introduce.
The Turkish tornado.
Another guest. I need a name. Turkish.
The Turkish tornado?
Testicular
Turkish tea?
Titan.
Turkish
Is that
tea?
it?
Turkish tea?
Bernardo.
TTT. Turkish
Tea
Testicular
Titan,
Titan.
Tea
no, he's a testicular titan.
Turkish testicular
No.
titan.
Please don't revive that. Just keep going. Keep talking.
Yeah.
This is anonymous, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So we get back to
Hey, that crown lives real.
So the Turkish titan. What are you
the
about
Turkish
to say?
Titan.
I'm not about to say anything, man. I'm just
Just hop.
shout out to all the Turkish.
Hey.
Hey, and
Hunt.
Pussy Hunt. Shout out to Pussy
Hey,
Hunt.
shout out to Pussy. And
Pussy
and
Hunt.
definitely, you guys definitely need to make a Pussy Hunt episode. What?
What?
I think that would be super dope because that is important to our youth.
Yes.
And I can second that
Stop
motion. I can
Put-
second that.
Put that pussy on the chain wax. Is that?
After we
Is that-
start- after
Gotta
we
put
spend
it somewhere.
Oh, God.
After we spent a whole episode talking about credit, happiness,
We're
life,
going to end it on
Hey,
Pussy Hunt.
man.
And this was another great episode of Welcome to the Wall. And I am Young Buck. I was about to say right foot Tony. Hey, wait. Shout out to this because I actually do. As right foot Tony,
Oh.
I am Young Buck, but I actually use the alias of Right Foot Tony when I'm picking up bad bitches because I do tell them I'm an electrical engineer and I work at somewhere.
In a lot of
Bro, how am I your alias?
in a
You
lot
know
of
you my
test
alias.
that
I'm
was a
your
lie.
a real person's your alias. You're
Yes,
supposed to
real
pick like
life you
somebody
my
on
alias.
TV.
Real life you my alias.
Bro, I feel inspired, dude. Like you pick me as your alias, bro.
Hey man.
And you pick like James Bond or somebody. You pick me,
Fuck
bro.
James Bond. I pick
That
Right
means
Foot,
something,
man.
man.
I pick Right Foot. No, I told you what happened in the
means
Apple
something in
Store.
life.
I told you what happened in the
Oh,
Apple Store. Remember?
I know you were meeting somebody
I was
else.
yeah. So the guy in the Apple Store like tried to shit on me, like low key.
And you hurt his feelings. That's what
And
I'm
I
talking
heard his
about.
fucking feelings.
You are me, bro.
I heard
That's
his fucking
exactly what I would
feelings by
do.
being him.
Oh, what
I
do
was
you
like,
do?
you know what? I work for one so I am one so. He was like, oh really? I was like, yeah, that's me. I am him.
So you said whoop-de-wop, whoop-de-wop.
Whoop de wop, whoop de wop, and I was him, and he was me. And shout out to you.
We are
man.
us,
Hey,
bro.
we
Yes.
are us,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
So,
hey,
it
man,
looks- it
take
looks
me,
like
take
we
my
want-
person, take me anytime you want. But that sounded bad. That
So
sounded bad.
is this
Scratch
like a
that.
real thing? Are we having
Edit
pussy
that.
hunters on the podcast?
I think
Is this
so.
gonna happen?
Yeah.
Is that gonna be on
Yeah,
TLC
why
or,
not?
or E?
Why
No.
not?
It's gonna be
Podcast.
on
The
WTTW.
Pussy Hunters.
W.
Next
It's
podcast.
gonna be Welcome to the Wall.
Y'all got
podcast.
suits?
Is this
It better be on some TT.
okay?
We're gonna end it on that.
No,
That
wait,
would be
wait.
dope.
So what's the? Do we
Well
have
played.
a? Do we have a?
Cause we
law?
do have politics and panties, but I think he's doing politics.
Do we
now.
decide nature versus nature?
No,
No
panties?
panties. No
All right,
panties.
so is it nature versus
Wait,
nurture?
wait, wait.
nurture?
A service announcement. He is now doing no panties.
No panties in the
Everybody,
politics
no
and panties.
Just
no
politics.
panties. Just politics. I'm
So
sorry.
is
I
it all
apologize.
right? Wait. Is it nature versus nurture or no?
Wait, what do we decide? Is it nature versus?
No, it's always a combination.
It's
a combination.
It's a
Yeah,
It's always a
combination.
combination.
One influences the other, and the other influences the other.
Boom.
So I say, as a
Yeah,
young
it's like-
person, make sure you are reaching out to people and people like reaching out to other individuals. and
Reach out to people that can inspire you and your goal. Don't listen to the outside people, especially negativity that you can't relate to.
People.
And then we
Fuck
got
Aunt Jerry.
exactly.
Fuck 'em.
Dang,
Fuck them.
that's cold blooded.
And then
bit.
and people and like people
No.
like us need to reach back like itches.
Yeah,
You know what
because
I'm
we've
saying?
been through it. You know what I mean? Like
So
the
we
people
gotta
that we
reach
can
out.
relate to, we should be able to say, "Look, man, I
I
pull you
just-
to the side. Let's fucking talk. Let's
Because there's
let's
no
chat it
way to
up."
talk to us.
Like I told you about the dude in goddamn Popeyes.
what?
The dude that worked there. No, real shit. The young dude that worked there, and I just pulled him to the side. And he was like a senior or a sophomore, or senior or junior, and we was like literally chopping it up. Like, man, dude, like fucking, like we hanging. That came out a little wrong, low key. Bro, we hanging around like we chilling.
You hanging,
know what I mean? Like
trying to get it connected, Popeyes.
yeah, like he
That's fine.
low key, like dude, like mad smart, but like him talking to me and me talking to him, like I ain't know nothing about none of that shit.
He's not maximizing.
Yeah, so it's dope. You know what I mean? Like
we definitely gotta reach. They gotta reach up, and we gotta reach back.
Yeah.
Inspire the next generation.
Inspire, man.
Because they're gonna be voting.
And I also
they're gonna
told
be
them to fuck
determining
bad
things in the
bitches.
future.
Definitely.
And
I think
we need to make sure that doesn't suck.
And I think the Turkish Titan would also say.
Definitely, man. These people out here ass.
Yeah.
They're all asshats.
Ass, man.
Let's let the Turkish
Big
Titan
ol'
close
bag
us
of
out,
dicks
man.
out
I think
here.
the Turkish Titan would also say you gotta fuck the next generation, right?
You gotta fuck the next generation.
What's your
bro.
age range? 22,
See,
23?
That's a pedophilia.
No,
What's going on?
22, 23?
I believe the proper term is legal.
Yeah.
24?
The next generation.
Nah, cause
are
legal
like
means
12
problem.
right now, bro.
I can't fuck a chick that's legal. That's just too much problems. You gotta be over the age of 21. And I've
The
been that
next
way since I was
generation?
fucking.
Well, actually, our generation.
No,
our
no, no.
generation ends at
Can we
24,
just leave
right?
it at inspire the next
I guess that's
generation?
right.
All right,
Okay.
look, man, we're gonna
Let's
inspire
not-
the next
let's not
generation.
just, like, fuck 'em.
Let's
just
not
just
fondle them.
Inspire them so they don't
And
fuck
wear a
us
condom.
in a bad way.
College age. I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're one
college.
generation away from our kids, man. That's weird.
College age?
No, I'm talking about what? Technically, it would be college age.
This called Crown Royal talking right now.
Are you serious, bro? We're Generation X, right?
Shit.
Or we're the millennials?
I think
We're
we're
millennials. We're
Millennials
millennials.
starts.
Yeah.
It stops at 24, right?
25.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
25.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
What are you?
It's higher than most
22.
people think.
No.
He's the
I'm a
next
millennial.
generation. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm a fucking millennial.
No,
No,
you're
you're not.
Okay,
a baby,
guys.
bro.
Who ain't no millennial?
gotta-
I'm born in the 90s.
I gotta intervene here. People born in between 80 and 2000 are millennials.
Thank
There we
you.
Exactly.
I'm 90s.
We're all
What y'all mean?
millennials.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
y'all
we're
millennials.
all millennials.
Y'all
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at me.
Gen-
Y'all looking at me
also
like I'm born in
Generation
2000.
Y.
Hold on.
Both-
I'm
both
94
works.
over here.
So
Alright?
time
Baby
out.
cakes.
You're talking all the shit, bro.
Triple T know what
I'm
I'm talking about.
12.
I sorted
I'm
it.
20. I'm 22, man.
Y'all
Y'all don't know
old.
nothing about this.
That's what I'm
Same
saying. That
generation.
next generation's like super young. I can't do it.
And they weird.
What is that next
Them
generation?
kids
like?
weird, man.
Hey, they
They're
won the right
17.
to sue the government over EPA
That's
violations.
right.
So more
Really?
power to them.
Yeah.
What's the
Shit,
EPA?
yeah.
Really?
They can sue the government over how they're damaging the environment.
The Environment Protection Agency, my dude.
They
Oh,
did
but
that
we-
before the last election.
But I thought the guy
Never
got
heard of
voted
that.
in
That's the
that
thing.
wants to do away with the EPA.
He did get voted in.
Yeah, they're eviscerating
The head of the
it.
EPA
Yeah,
wants
they-
to get rid of the EPA.
Yeah, they're eviscerating it.
Which is why they're gonna take the ass to court.
That's
a
what I'm
whole-
saying, like,
that's a
so-
whole nother topic.
Yeah.
They won that before he got into office.
During
thank
Obama.
goodness.
Hold
Yeah.
up. Let's give a shout out to our podcast getting more intelligent.
It could have been this way the
EPA.
whole time.
Look.
Doggone it.
EPA, OP,
Hey,
PSA.
Hey, maybe our ritual is Crown Royal.
Wait, time out.
Apple.
Hold on, time out. I've been trying to get Rolex on the podcast for a year.
For show legs.
She just hopped on.
Wildly inaccurate.
What?
That statement is false.
Wait, which one do you believe? The inaccurate or? Yeah, I'm with the
How many
inaccurate.
times
This is the first time that you've invited me to come to a podcast.
What? When I put it on the podcast?
Somebody's business.
And this is another episode of Welcome to the Wall.
Exposed.